Hi, my name is Andres Picatelles. I'm the head of the Climate Change Division at the Ministry of Environment of Chile. This is the fifth BUR of Chile. We developed this report together with multiple ministries: the Ministry of Science, Agriculture, Health, Energy, Transport, Public Works, Economy, Foreign Affairs, Housing, Finance, Mining, Education, Social Development and Family, National Defense. All of them provided inputs for this report. Also, this was coordinated at the Ministry of Environment by the Climate Change Division, using also inputs from the National Inventory System and the Interministerial Committee of Climate Change. This report was approved by the ministries of Chile through the Ministerial Council for Climate Change and Sustainability, and we submitted this fifth BUR on December 26, 2022 as a standalone update document. This and all the previous BUR, the other four, have followed an ICA process. In terms of our systems to monitor of MRV, we have our climate change framework law. This provides the framework to develop all climate action inside of the country. We have a goal to achieve carbon neutrality and resiliency by 2050, and to do that, those goals are developed in detail in our long-term climate strategy and in our national determined contributions. This is also implemented through policies, actions, and measures that are in place through mitigation sectorial plans. We had to develop 7 mitigation sectorial plans and 12 adaptation sectorial plans. Also, every municipality in Chile and every regional government had to develop their own climate action plan. To develop systems that are able to understand all these actions, we have a monitoring system that is comprised by a national greenhouse gas inventory system, a national system for projections, a certification system that is the Huella Chile adaptation platform, and also to do reports we have a national system. For example, we have a report that is the National Climate Change Report that we have to present to the Congress, and also the international reports that is the BTRs and also the national communications that we have to develop this year. In terms of verification, all these systems require that we have a third-party verification, and this is combining all the processes that we are trying to develop in order to have a system that is coherent and integrates all the information related with policies and actions and how we are continuously doing evaluation and adaptation of these instruments. In terms of greenhouse gas inventory, we have a report that includes the emissions from 1990 up to 2020. This update, considering the results by 2020, we have a total emissions of about 106 million tons of CO2 equivalent. This is about 4% less than 2018, mostly because of the pandemic. Also, we have the impact of our main sector in terms of emission is energy sector with 75% of the total emissions, and also we have an important sector as in the LULUC sector that is a carbon sink in the country, because we have net emissions that are about 50 million tons of captures. We updated the methodology related with the forestry sector. This was an improvement related with previous calculations, but this improvement impacted our levels of capture, so our levels of zinc in this sector are 10 million tons less in average in the period between 2000 and 2020. The greenhouse gas balance ends up being about 56 million tons of CO2 equivalent. In terms of mitigation actions and effects, we have sectoral mitigation actions reported by all the ministries that have to develop their own climate action plan related with mitigation. So we have the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Mining, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Housing, the Ministry of Health that is in charge of waste management, and also the Ministry of Public Works. All of them have to comply with the carbon budget that Chile has set on our NDC. Our NDC has a goal to have our emissions under a total budget between 2020 and 2030. This average, this level of emission on considering all 11 years has to be less of 1,100 million tons of CO2 equivalent. Also, we have goals related to the level of emission by 2030 and to have the peak emissions before 2025. In terms of actions to accomplish these goals, we have about 30 mitigation actions related with the Ministry of Energy, but also we have 20 mitigation actions related with the Ministry of Mining, and also other actions related with other sectors. We can see already results of all these policies in this BUR because we have seen the steady increase in the level of new capacity added to the system in terms of renewable energy, especially related with solar. Also, we developed for the first time in our BUR a projection of emissions. So we developed pathways to achieve our carbon neutrality goal, and for that we have a scenario that is called carbon neutrality scenario. But also we developed two more scenarios, one considering accelerated transition in order to achieve our goals sooner than that, and also we consider the possibility of these actions being delayed for any factor, so we have also the impact of a late transition. And we can see how reasonable and robust our commitment could be in these different scenarios. These greenhouse gas emissions were developed by all sectors and consider all greenhouse gases and considers the period between 2021 and 2050. In terms of support received and needed, finance, technology, and capacity building, it's clear that Chile needs to cover the different needs. We have gaps and constraints related with financial and technical and capacity building needs. In terms of that, we have to improve our MRV system considering all the climate change mitigation and adaptation instruments that we have now. And also we have especially a big gap at subnational level. We have to improve the capacities at regional level to develop mitigation actions and also adaptation, and improve the way that we are gathering information related with mitigation actions. If we identify all the needs that are there, most are related with mitigation with 38, 32 related with adaptation, cross-cutting 32, and related with the greenhouse gas inventory report 15, and other elements just 5. If we see the report that we received between 2020 and 2022, it was about $36 million. 76% of that was allocated to financing policies, programs, and projects, 23% related with capacity building and technical assistance, and 1% to technology transfer and the preparation of its submission under the convention. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and we are open to receive questions. Bye.